In this video, I will talk about how to tape and wire your silk flowers for making boutonnieres, corsages, and other wearables. Hello, my name is Janet. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about silk flowers and weddings. This is part 2 of my personal wedding flowers series. In the previous video, I've talked about things that you need to consider before making the personal flowers. If you haven't watched that video yet, I encourage you to watch it before proceeding further down the video series. Here's the link to the video. Before we start, let's talk about stuff that you will need for making the wearables. First of all, floral wire. They come in different wire counts. The smaller the number, the finer to get. I'll use the 26 for making boutonnieres and occasionally thicker ones for large corsages that need a stronger base. I use my wire cutting pliers for cutting floral wires and for getting my flowers off the stems. You can use any pliers that have blades made for cutting. I have seen amateurs using normal scissors for paper cutting or kitchen scissors, which I wouldn't recommend because by the end of making a couple of boutonnieres, you will have some unusable blunt scissors and a very sore hand. For floral tape, I know there are many colors available now, but I always stick with the natural light green color for the natural look that I'm after. And I use a pair of Teflon coated scissors for cutting my tape. You can use any scissors for such purpose, but I love the non-stick coating when it comes to cutting tape. Life's too short for cleaning sticky and gooey scissors. Last but not least, I will use my solder iron for making holes on my flower stalks. Alternatively, you can use pins. Without further ado, let's get started. Here I have a ranunculus, a zinnia, some berries, a single leaf from the ranunculus, and eucalyptus for the stemel. It is going to be a boutonniere for the groom that matches with this boho style bouquet. Let's start with flowers. First, I make holes in the flower stalks, so I can thread my floral wire through. I have preheated my solder iron to 200 degrees Celsius. And I will use the finest tip to poke a hole on each side of the stalk. Alternatively, you can heat up a pin with a candle for this. I highly recommend you to wear a mask for this procedure, as the plastic could give out toxic fumes when it's melted. Then I thread my floral wire through the holes that I've just made. After threading the wire through the holes, I fold it down and leave at least 10 centimeters before I cut the wire. I would leave the wire much longer if I am making a large corsage for a mother of the bride. Then I wrap the stalk with the wire a few times and twist the wires together to form a stem for the flower. By threading the wire through the stalk, the flowers aren't going anywhere. You don't have to worry about losing the flower somewhere down the aisle. And the wire gives you the flexibility to adjust the flower. Let's move on to leaves and berries. For a single leaf, I would cut away the chunky plastic base which connects it to the branch. I poke holes on each side of the midrib and thread the floral wire through, This prevents the leaves from going missing if they ever fall off the plastic stalk. I'm using a wire for poking holes as I don't have any sewing needles with me right now. For a leaf branch, I would wrap my floral wire around the leaf stalk like this. By wrapping the wire around the first leaf, I can prevent the wire slipping away and falling off, and I would do the same for this type of berries. For flower buds and berries, I would wrap the stalk with floral wire, spiraling down from the top. The spiral allows me to bend and shape the plastic stalk. Make sure the berries and flower buds are well glued to their stalks before you wire them. For this eucalyptus leaf, because of its length, I want to make it into a loop. I use a craft knife to cut a slit in the leaf for the stalk to thread through. Then I can wire it just like any flowers. When I have all the individual components wired, I use floral tape to cover up the wires. Here's a trick for using floral tape which my mom has taught me. She has learned it from flower school like 35 years ago. Take about 30 centimeters of the floral tape, fold it in half, again, and again. Then I cut it in halves. When I unfold it, I get 2 strips of tape that's half the width of the standard size tape. Here I have a stem taped in standard width and a stem taped in half the width. You can see the thinner tape gives you a much slimmer finish. Then I start taping the flowers. I tape one round horizontally around the stalk. Then start pulling the tape diagonally while spinning the flower. When I reach the end, I pull and tear the tape. And I do the same to tape everything. As if for taping, it could be tricky at first, but the more you do it, the quicker you will be able to do it. Mastering wiring and taping will give you a solid foundation for making nice personal wedding flowers. In the next video, I will show you how to make boutonnieres. Click the link and I will see you over there.